2, 1. You guys can say hello.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Saturday game here on Carpe Diem. The road to Elturel. I am your dungeon moderator. I'm going to start using that phrase now because I heard that on a thing recently, and I'm like, I like that better than dungeon master. Sir Jenks, and these are our lovely adventures. Last time on the road to Elturel, up in Triel, Seymour and Kaya were having a literal and figurative party, celebrating their massive win and awaiting a response from Snipe with regards to whether or not they should try to summon a demon from the abyss to help out a friend. Down in Skirnabel, Snipe and Hattie and Reyna, our other three adventurers today, they went to meet with a demon lordling, or at least that's what they were informed by Lolth, the Lord Artaxis, who, for all the world's appearance, is a high elf. He was accompanied by Arvinia Monkshood, who is a ranger who once helped the group in the Misty Forest. She was forced into exile along with Snipe, basically for releasing a ghost dragon on the forest and dealing with it. But as a consequence, she was forced into exile and then through some manner of circumstance ended up with Lord Artaxis in the Nightshade. So the party basically was given an offer by Lord Artaxis. He made Snipe an offer, basically says, you can work for me and I will get the other half of you back. But I want the other half of you and you don't want me to have the other half of you. So this is going to be a fun little partnership. Snipe needed some time to process that batshit crazy offer. And so negotiated along with Reyna and Hattie for 36 hours to make a decision, which Lord Artaxis was more than happy to agree to. He was very amenable to that. And so they made their way back up into the Bloody Oak Tavern, where they met up with Hailra and Ardius, who had been investigating a murder, or a series of murders, rather, that had been happening in Skirnabel, that the group was asked to investigate by the Cloisters of the Tyr, the local Ilmatari group. They determined, by going out to the East Green, where the caravans were, that it seemed by all appearances that the caravan leader of the Estragon League, Terra Millard, was, if not murdered, then at least kidnapped at the campsite where the League was. Hailra managed to find some pieces of red rope underneath one of the traveling caravans that indicated that whatever went down, at least part of it went down here at the campsite. That was pretty much all that they were able to share. And so when the group reconvened, Hattie shared a dream that she had about a gilded book full of bookworms that was being eaten from the inside. Hailra expressed some concerns that she had about the current High Overseer of Elturel, Favius Krieg. And also, Reyna, I believe it was, brought up something that the last murder victim told them whenever they cast Speak with Dead on the body, that the last thing that they heard was the false shall be punished for their cruelty. I got it. And in a moment of potentially group clarity, or maybe just like seeing patterns that may or may not be there, the entire group came to the conclusion that maybe these three ideas are linked. That maybe the distrust in Favius Krieg, this gilded book being eaten from the inside, and the false being punished were somehow linked, and maybe linked to what is going to happen, or is currently happening in Elturel. So, the fact is, it is incredibly late at night. Whenever you all reconvened, you waited until night to go down into the Nightshade, the club beneath the Bloody Oak, to talk to Lord Artaxis. You were probably down there for an hour or so, talking with him. And so it's actually quite late at night. Of course, the Bloody Oak is still full of entertainers who are basically going to party until they can't party anymore. Luckily, all of the rooms to sleep in have spells and wards placed around the doors that sort of keep out the noise so that people can actually sleep here. But it's probably for the best if you guys take a rest for the night, you get some sleep, and then in the morning you guys can reconvene. However, if there's any things that you want to do very quickly here before you guys go and take that rest, sort of in this moment right after you all sort of have this realization, is there anything that anyone wants to do?
Yes.
Yes, Hattie.
Hattie would like to go work at the bar for the night.
Okay. Yeah, you can work it until closing time, which is going to be some ludicrous hour, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You could absolutely work the bar for the rest of the night.
Nice.
Hell yeah. Is there anything anyone else is doing? Reyna or Snipe? Is there anything that you guys are doing? Artius is just going to head to bed. Hailra just seems really... I don't know. Kind of a little shaken from this like idea. I mean, none of you, I don't think, have expressed this shared thought to each other. You just kind of like come around to your own conclusions. But Hailra just seems very shaken, and she just decides to go straight to her room. And Artius follows suit.
Yeah, Reyna goes to her room, goes make a bath for herself, and then goes to bed.
Cool. Snipe, is there anything else that you are doing this evening?
Nah, Snipe's a bit overwhelmed, so they just want to pass out on the bed.
All right. In that case, we will go to Hattie, bartending at the bar. Hattie, the first hour or two of bartending, you kind of gotta get into it again. So just roll me like an acrobatics check.
Oh yeah, we're playing D&D. I need dice. Okay.
Yes.
Dice.
Sorry.
All good.
Grand announcement of the dice of
What
like a giant
rolling?
An acrobatics check. So a D20 plus your acrobatics.
15?
15? Yeah, that's good. I mean, you already succeeded pretty handily at this before. So this is just kind of like you getting back into the rhythm of things. And as you bartend, as it gets later into the night, you kind of get into a flow state where you can kind of like sit back and like you get the mechanics of bartending. So you don't have to think too difficultly, like too hard about what it is you're actually doing with the bottles and the drinks and everything. Is there anything else that Hattie wants to be thinking about while she bartends?
She's just kind of pondering whether Orgma could help her with the Snipe issue, because she kind of got a nice, albeit vague, insight on the Elturel situation.
Sure. Roll me an insight check. Or a religion check. Actually, religion would be better, sorry. Let's make a religion check.
That's a 12.
12. You get the feeling, that you probably kind of got really lucky that first time. Not that you couldn't try praying to Ogma and seeing if he could help you with this thing, but based on what you read when you were in Waterdeep, sort of the abridged Seven Scrolls of Ogma, you kind of get the impression that A, gods are really hard to contact, but also B, gods have to be aware of things before they can give you advice on how to solve them. So with something as specific as Snipe's particular issue, like you think that you would have to at least send one very long, like paragraph long prayer explaining Snipe's situation, send that up, give it like time to run through the fax machine process, give the whoever Ogma has in the library like a chance to cross-reference and then get back to you on it. You don't think that there would be like an immediate solution in one prayer session for that particular issue?
Yeah, no, Hattie's just gonna mull over that and just kind of like her general relationship with God. And that's going to be her night. She's just going to go and like collapse whenever the shift ends.
Sure. Roll me some percentile dice, if you will.
Has someone eaten all of our percentile dice?
Yeah, I still lost mine. I don't know where.
Gremlins. No.
That is 33.
33? Okay. So by the end of the night, it's a little slower than the first time. You're kind of more of a fixture now than a cool novelty act. So you pick up 33 silver.
Nice. Still more than she has generally ever had in her life. So take it.
Fair enough. They are heavy tippers on the front end. And then as the night wears on and more money is being spent on drinks than tipping. But cool. All right, so you guys all head to bed. So you guys can all take a long rest and log that on your character sheets. And then when you guys get up in the morning, it is a nice day outside. Yeah, a little overcast, but nothing too awful gloomy. There's still a lot of sunshine coming through the clouds. And what is it that you all would like to do? Assuming that you go through like morning routines and things, if there's anything specific you want to do in the morning routines, that's fine. But what's some big picture items that you want to take care of today?
Why don't you go first? Like, one of us needs to start this progression, like, speed run.
Oh my. Man. Reina is very, very caught up in her own mind. She is pacing around the room and she's forgetting a lot of stuff. So, as she gets dressed and is done, like basically done in her room, she'll go to the bar and try to find some breakfast and see if there's any other recognizable person sitting at the bar.
Artius is there. He's eating an egg frittata.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
Confused, but pretty okay, I think.
That's good. Seems like you guys had Is harrowing a good word to describe it? I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really clock exactly how you all were feeling at the end of last night.
Exhausting, you could say. A lot of information to process.
Fair enough.
Did you also have the thought about Elturel last night?
What in particular?
That, like, the man who died, Tara, the caravan leader, he said that the last thing he heard was the Pulse would be punished for their cruelty. And something in me said that it's not a person who would be punished, but it's Elturel.
I think that I had similar thoughts to you. By the way, you should order some of this if you can. There's some mint in here. It is surprisingly good.
Oh, we'll give it a try.
Yeah, you should. It's awesome. No. I had a similar line of thought, particularly with Hailra expressing her doubt. Oh, by the way, before I forget, Hailra has decided to ride out for the day. She said that she was going to a chapel to the west of here. I didn't want to press her too hard on it. She's been surprisingly good at absorbing a lot of shocks to the system lately.
Yeah.
So she said that she would be in contact if she needed us, and that she hoped to be back, if not by nightfall, then by tomorrow evening at the latest.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's good to know. Okay.
Yeah. That said, I had some similar thoughts whenever she talked about Thavius Krieg, who I have met once before, and I would say that he's kind of a slimeball. That's just my opinion of the man, but say la vie. Really, what I was thinking whenever she said that and Hattie explained her vision, dream, memory thing, and I did think about those words, but I thought about it more as, what if the bookworms are specific people?
Yeah.
Like, because, I mean, I don't pretend to know what the gods want or what any higher power wants. But to punish an entire city, I mean, surely there must be good people in Elturel.
Yeah, but even the metaphor Hattie used last night, to get the rats out, you need to burn the entire building. It seems like I feel like only the specific people who are the cruel ones or who are the not good people need to be punished. But I feel like that's not going to happen.
You think that the whole city is going to burn because of a
the
few
whole
cruel?
city, maybe, but like maybe the higher powers, like the rulers, the army, not necessarily the entire city, but like parts of the structure that is Elturel.
I think that's a pretty good take. Certainly something to think about.
Yeah.
Bar 10, some toast for my friend here. Snipe and Hattie, who would like to join us down at the breakfast table next?
Who will go first?
Hattie's gonna, like, she'll wake up late, but also when she does wake up and after she's like gotten dressed or whatever, she's gonna write out like a paragraph. The guy who I've forgotten his name. The guy from Candlekeep, mentor for Hattie.
Elephant.
Yeah, Elephant, the
Mhm.
person who I should have memorized their name by now, but I haven't. Anyway.
Just imagine an elephant.
Elephant.
They're
Okay.
close.
That's
She has
all
an
I'm going
idea.
to be able to think about now. But that's good, I will remember that. Hattie is going to write out the situation with Snipe, but kind of detailing it as hypothetically. You know? If this was to hypothetically be happening,
Okay.
hypothetically, how would
Okay.
I hypothetically fix it?
Could you help me, please?
And then
Since discovering a metaphor, I am now going to use it in every sentence possible.
right? And she's also going to talk about the Orgma thing and the vision that she had. She's also obviously writing this down in her journals. I definitely don't forget to mention that she uses her journals. She just does it.
Understood.
And then also talking about... Fuck, that was one other thing. What was it? And also mentioning about the Lordling. In a kind of tone of, I think this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea, right? Type thing.
Okay.
And mentioned she also got a job. Are you proud of me, Dad?
Yeah, and there will be a bit of, are you proud of me, Dad? I got a job. She's just going to write all that down. But once she's finished that, she'll then go down to the bath.
Okay. I do like the idea because it's been established that Hattie has presented this hypothetical scenario to several people along your trip. So I like the idea that she writes it out hypothetically, but Elephant knows that it's not hypothetical at all. Like, this is just a thing that's just like hypothetically. All right.
Yeah. Hypothetically, if I was playing bumper cars in the Great Library and they knocked many books down, hypothetically, would you help me pick them up? Hypothetically.
Anything that starts with hypothetically,
that was a
everything's
joke.
just...
That wasn't a story. That wasn't a story, Travis. That was a joke, okay? You can't write that down as fact. No.
Hattie, well, we know she plays bumper cars.
Just say PS at the end and then do all that, you know?
Like a hypothetical. P.S. This isn't hypothetical.
P.S. Please help. Everything is on fire.
This is a drill.
Okay. Let me just double check to make sure I have that all written down correctly. So, you mentioned your bartending job, but you mentioned Ogma's vision, the hypothetical snipe scenario.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the third thing that you also wanted to write to him about?
And the lordling deal.
The lordling, right?
As an option of fixing it, but in a tone of, this is a bad idea. This is a bad idea, right?
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So this is just like a letter that you're writing then?
No, she's just writing it out as a paragraph in hopes that she can then go and get Artius. Because Hattie calls him Artisan, I keep wanting him. Anyway, I can't remember names, okay? Don't at me. I spend too much time on Twitter, my god. This is just in hopes for a sending message.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you head downstairs with your letter. Reyna and Ardius are having breakfast right now. Up at the bar, you can absolutely join them. Are you trying to convince them? Do you like slide the letter over and you're just like...
She's gonna like get like slide it over with a gold piece.
What
Hey,
is this?
Artisan, you know you love me. Also, there's money.
Okay.
Would it be at all possible to maybe send a message to your friend who could send a message to Candlekeep?
Sure.
Good morning to you as well, Hattie.
Oh, good morning. Have we made any more deals with dodgy gods?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Did you?
Not as of yet. I might later.
Hmm.
You know, if it's a slow day.
Sure, everyone has their slow days. Did you want me to send all of this?
If at all possible. I specifically wrote like tonal markers. So if you could try and convey them as best as possible, that would be brilliant.
It's like, I'm going to have to reduce the word count. I'm going to get rid of every single word hypothetical in this, this message. So I was just like, what the fuck have you done?
Roll me a persuasion check, Hattie.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Because Hattie has brawling in taverns or tavern brawling, whichever the one that isn't the official one.
Mm-hmm.
So she gets advantage on persuasion if she's drinking in a tavern. Does this count as drinking in a tavern?
Unfortunately, it doesn't. The DC is easier because you're friends with RDS, but this does not give you advantage just because you're having breakfast.
I love how you're trying to stretch out a bullshit feat.
I know.
I'm
not drinking, but I'm in a tavern and I work for it. So
look, I'm standing next to a tavern and I can smell alcohol.
The fumes are intoxicating me.
Give me advantage. No, not this time. But I appreciate the effort that you're putting in to try to make that work.
That's a 9?
9? Okay. All right, I'll tell you what. I will send him a Cliff Notes version of this.
But the tonal markers were really important, especially on the second hypothetical and also the 14th hypothetical.
Okay. Duly noted. I will write those down. All right. Well, I'm gonna go do this then, I guess. And he'll take the piece of parchment and he'll go back up to his room.
Thank you.
I'll be back down later. Okay.
You want some breakfast, Teddy?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will call the bartender over and ask for some more of those toasts.
Hell yeah, and he'll bring them. Snipe, on your way out of your room, you pass Ardius walking down the hall back to his. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you feeling today, Snipe?
Never better.
Do you want to talk about anything? We didn't really get a chance to talk last night. I know that you had a big to-do downstairs.
I don't think talking about anything really goes anywhere, especially in this group, but...
Okay. I mean, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I have to send a thing for Hattie. Look at this. And he holds up like these three paragraphs of text.
That does look like the Hattie like workload that you'd have to deal with.
Yeah, this is going to be reduced somehow to 25 words or less.
Ugh, good luck.
Thanks. Everybody else is downstairs getting breakfast.
Okay.
In case you want to catch up. Hilra's gone for the day, just so you know.
I would say before I head out of my room, I would have woken up quite a bit earlier than everyone, and I would have just spent the majority of the time just trying to think about everything that's happened.
Okay.
And I don't know if to establish. Do I have like a book or anything on me? Because I've got the only tools I have is like painter supply, but I don't know if that means I've got a book or anything, or just like something to write on.
You have a sketchbook that you carry with you as part of your art supplies.
All right. Okay. I guess just like I spend the majority of the morning writing down like Artax's whole deal and just like kind of rewording it and rewriting it again and again to try and like make a bit more sense and like deconstructing it. And then I'll get all my amulets out in a circle and then kind of like rewrite where each one came from, what they're for, and that kind of situation. I think during this time I would have just like let Arthur run around the bed for a bit, just like jumping around.
Oh yeah, he's having a great time. He loves being indoors because there's so much goose down that he can just pull out of things and just like play with the feathers. Bed's a wreck. However, he's having the time of his life.
Nice. I think I'll take the God, how did you describe the amulet? The one that I slipped to Artaxis that he gave back.
Yes.
The one that was left on me.
The cloak pin.
Cloak pin.
Yeah, cloak pin.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just like look that one over a bit more to kind of think like, is there a way that, thinking back on the previous night, whereas like he only realized where I was until he got the cloak pin, and since then he had been either watching me or observing me. So I just want to observe the cloak pin to think like, had he been watching me like through the pin?
You can roll me an Arcana check if you want.
Okay. Highly doubt it would be good. Ugh. 13.
13. So the other day when you were sorting through your pins, you were looking at this particular amulet, this cloak pin, and you sensed a wrongness in it, right? It was that similar feeling that you got in the nightmare realm, where it was just like there should be something there, but there's not. I think at the time we said that it's like if you go into an abandoned mall and you know that there should be people here, but there aren't anymore, and it just feels off and weird. You can't be sure. You're not well versed in the magic of this world. You learned what you could. You think that, I don't know, maybe that wrongness is coming from a connection that it has to Lord Artaxis.
Okay. I just kind of make a quick note of it down in my sketchbook, and then I close my book over, and then I pick up all the amulets, and then I try find like a more hidden pocket within the pouch that the amulets are kept in, and try and just shove the cloak pin in that bit so that it's like deeper into the pocket than anything else is in the pouch.
Sure. So you have like a pouch inside of the pouch, and you just stick
like
it in the pouch inside the pouch.
Yeah, like a little pocket side.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah. You can absolutely do that. Kind of keep it as far in as possible.
Yeah.
Cool. And then you have this interaction with Artius in the hallway. Artius heads back to his room so that he can try to send this message as succinctly as possible. And you can head downstairs and reconvene with Raina and Hattie.
Morning.
Morning.
Would you like some of this frittata?
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
You can take a guess.
Yeah, I can.
Ooh, like really bad. Like really, really bad.
Yeah. 100 points to Hattie.
So, what existential crisis topic are we talking about today?
Who wants to go first?
Well, I would like to start. Firstly, on all of the issues we are currently facing, I have contacted Candlekeep, and hopefully something will come of that. Secondly, I think we should stay out of Elturel.
Why do you think that?
Well, if there are bad people being punished, then surely we should just let them be punished.
Yeah. Like what I said to Arius. I said, like the metaphor you had yesterday about needing to burn the rats out. You need to burn the entire building. I feel like departments or pieces of Elturel are gonna burn and fall to get the corrupted people out.
And there's no way of saving it, I don't think.
I don't know.
Because if you save it now, there will always be a little piece left. And that multiplies and makes it worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you leave bread in a drawer for too long. And it like molds down and sticks to the bottom of the drawer. So when you take the bread out, you think you've got it all, but there's still mold on the...
I feel like the Elturel issue is still like 1.5 months away. I feel like the thing that happened yesterday beneath this bar is more important.
So what are our options? Because I think it's just a terrible idea.
It's either yes or no to our taxes.
Well, I vote no.
I wish I could vote no as well. I'm trying to work my way around it. I don't think it is yes or no. I think there is a way around it.
I would say yes. Mainly just keep an eye on him. See where he's at, where in his plan he is currently at.
You can't say no because then we're not allowed to take part in anything in what he has offered.
No.
But if we say yes, that's it. He's won. Any sort of deal that we have, no matter how many times we try wording it, it will always go in his favour.
Why don't we ask questions, get lots of information, and then just say no?
Yeah, but the way he talked yesterday, he didn't give out much information. He gave out the information he needed to get to us, and that's it. He sneaked his way. He avoided every question.
There's got to be a way other than going all in, because this feels really kind of, all or nothing. Like we either fix the entire thing or like we just set the world on fire. Like literally those are the options.
I would say no, but that is only to keep my hands clean. Because I feel like even if we would say no, he would just pursue this demon until he gets it and tries to use it in his own favor.
So then we go and do something else about it. I'm not saying that by saying no to Mr. I'm evil and I'm also a lord. You know, I'm just saying that we say no and then we go and do something else.
Maybe.
Hattie, what do you know about the Blood Wars?
That is a good question. What do I know about the Blood Wars, Janks?
All right, I'm cutting out a 25-word message.
Okay, notes are being furiously scribbled. You know,
Bless you.
stuff. Bless you.
Okay, so to answer your question, it would be if Hattie was a studious person, then Candlekeep would absolutely have the information that you're looking for. However, knowing that Hattie is not a particularly studious person, here's what I'll offer. You can roll a history or a religion check at disadvantage.
Well, both of them are +0.
Let's give it a try.
That's a 14 and a 3.
Okay. All right, so 3.
Oh my god, Hallie's such an idiot.
Well, it's one of those things where it doesn't, generally speaking, it doesn't interfere with the material plane. And so there's really no reason for most people to know about it. Yeah, you're not really sure. You like, what you know is that there's probably stuff at Candlekeep that could tell you about it, but like, you don't know. It was like, research was not your department.
That's a nice way of putting it. Oh, you know, I know, I think I've heard of, I know it's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You look very unimpressed. In my defense, I was learning how to punch people.
That's also an important skill.
Thank you. I know, I'm very good at it.
And Raina will keep her voice down as she says this. It's this never-ending, unending war between the Abyss and the Devils.
Never-ending and unending. That's impressive.
It's something that keeps both the Devils and the demons at bay, so they don't interfere with us as much.
Oh, so it's like when you have 2 4-year-olds, you've accidentally given too much sugar, and you kind of put them together in a room and hope they'll tire each other out rather than you having to deal with them.
That's a very sweet metaphor for what's going on, but yeah, sure.
Okay. I mean, if the children weren't 4 years old and they were actually like millennia old and also very evil and capable of destroying the world.
If Artaxis gets his hands on Snipe's other half, and it's possible and capable of doing something greater than that the demons are already capable of doing, it could end very, very bad for all of us.
It could. During this time, I kind of let Arthur jump about the table, and then I kind of open up the pouch where the amulets are and take the cloak pin out. And I hold it out to Arthur to see if he'll take it.
Oh, hell no. He doesn't want anything to do with your cloak pin.
I just kind of put it on the table and kind of look at it for a bit, and then I get my sketchbook out and just like show the notes of like just like basically rewritten everything that Artaxis had said to me, and just like try to rewrite it and like highlight different notes, just kind of like an English literature way of deconstructing like a phrase.
Can I have a look at that?
Yeah, sure.
Do you mind if I copy these out?
Yeah, go for it.
Would you mind putting all the amulets on the table?
Sure.
While Hattie's starting to copy out all of the notes as exact, or like even like I'm guessing like some things are like written off at an angle with like an arrow, like as accurately as possible. She's just gonna mention like, you never told us that Arthur doubled up as a arcane sniffer stoked.
Well, I didn't know that. That was his personal information that he chose to keep to himself.
Just so that I know, but just so that I know, are you doing this at the bar or are you doing this at a table in a corner?
Yeah, we probably would have.
Yeah,
walked over to a table in a corner.
Okay. But as soon as you start laying out demon amulets, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be like, "I'm going to need you to get that shit out."
Get out. Yeah, no. In the corner.
Yeah, I don't take them all out. I just like take them out piece by piece. I kind of watch Hattie as she writes down the notes, and when she starts copying notes for one specific amulet, I take that one out and just like show it.
Sure. Okay.
Reyna will Reyna will cast detect magic to go over the amulets once more. To see if anything has changed or shifted or.
None of them give off a magic vibe to you, Reyna.
Okay.
But if you like, you can roll me an Arcana check.
Sure.
Hey, Snipe. Is there anything else in this notebook I can look at?
In my sketchbook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Just don't look at the first page. I just kind of hand over the sketchbook.
She's gonna just start like flipping through. And if there's any...
Yeah, the most of it is just like offhanded life drawing sketches of like the times Snipe's been like hiding in a hole trying to hide from something, and it's just like drawing faces of like mainly guards and soldiers and that kind of stuff, people that she'd need to remember if she's hanging around a town for too long.
Roll 16.
16. Just because you don't detect the magic doesn't mean it's not there. If what you're suspecting is that one of the... If what you're looking for is something like, did Artaxis cast a spell on one of these things? It's fair to assume that if he is a lordling, that he is also capable of hiding traces of his magic.
Mm-hmm. Should we talk about this in the tavern, or should we go somewhere else?
I mean, are we going to be solving a murder or something as well? Is that something we're going to be doing?
Let's see.
Because we've kind of just given up on it, and Hera is the only person that's been doing it, and now she's gone to a temple.
Well, maybe... I feel like the murder case...
Sorry to interrupt, Reyna, but Hattie, I would like you to roll me a d4, please.
A d4?
Yeah.
That is a 4.
4, okay. Yeah, Ardius comes back downstairs, and he'll take a look around the room. Clock, you guys, sit down. Message sent, more or less.
What do you mean, more or less?
I mean, I got the basic details. I made sure to include those intonations that you marked. Yeah. It'll be good. You should be getting an answer, however long it takes Callan to find Elithan and get back to you.
Okay.
What do y'all want to talk about?
The reasons why the sky turns pink.
And
Diffusion of light by particles in the air. What's your next question?
I kind of pick up the cloak pin and just kind of slide it over to Artist and say, do you get any vibe from this? Like, do you get anything off this?
I have the third question.
And what's that?
Hattie's gonna pick, like, just kind of scoop up Arthur, just like he's an object, and like kind of just thrust him at Artius and just say, do you get any vibes from this stoat? Just gonna wiggle him a little bit, like not animal abuse, like a gentle, like make his legs flop a little bit,
Like a damp sock.
You know, like the dancing ferret thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
That TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get you. Okay. Let's see. He'll make some Arcana checks. He'll look at the cloak pin, and it feels bad. Is that what you wanted to hear, or?
What kind of bad? Like something that's lingering, something that seems to be like watching through it, or something?
He kind of he'll like shift back and forth in his seat a little, just kind of like move away. It feels like it's watching.
Do you feel like it would stop watching if, say, I was to buy a pint of beer and drop it in?
You could try. I don't think that would stop it, though.
Let me try something, and I will snatch it from his hand, clutch it in both my hands, and cast the spell magic.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. You want to dispel magic. Artis doesn't have that, so I'm gonna have to actually go and find it.
Ooh.
How dispel magic when it is a sentient being.
If it's level 3, it just happens.
Yeah.
Roll. Let's go.
I'm curious what spell it is.
I would like you to roll for it.
Oh shit! It's our first counter spell. Dispel magic, I believe. Ooh.
What do I roll for again? Just a wisdom check, I believe.
Nah, it's your spell modifier, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's you get a +4 to it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's modifier.
Oh, damn it.
Come on, dude.
Natural 20.
Wow.
Good job, dude.
Oh, hell.
Now, hang on. The last time I did something.
24.
Uh-oh, this might not be enough.
You feel you feel like a pressure wave come off it, and then just kind of like, okay, so whenever you're looking at something that's like a heat mirage, how like it just kind of like wavers, you see like a wavering at the edges of your hands, and then it just kind of like dissipates. And then you look down at this cloak pin, and you don't get those vibes that you got.
That's huge. Good job, Raina.
Damn.
Wow.
Big move.
Arthur?
Oh, sorry. He's just been holding this scoop up the entire time.
Like, there's just a stoat like sniffing
sock,
right here.
Dangling.
Yeah. What's your question? Is he magic?
Yeah, what vibes do you get? Because he doesn't like
You've avoided it before, so
and he helps us sometimes. Wiggles him slightly.
Yeah.
I just said maybe put him down and let him investigate it himself.
He's wiggly. I didn't realize how wiggly
You can wiggle him in a second. Just let him decide this for himself.
Hold on. Artius will he'll reach into a bag at his side and he'll scatter some trail mix on the table. Let's see. He needs to do what? Animal handling, I think. He seems like a stoat.
Yeah, I got that one.
I'm not sure what more you wanted. He's a spunky stoat. He has a personality.
I mean, I was hoping for like a little bit more. Like he's secretly a really powerful wizard.
That I do not think is true.
Okay.
We got him from a weird duke guy in the Misty Forest, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything that's around him is as magical.
No, but like, does he seem like a normal stoat to you? Like, Arthur, I love you, don't get me wrong. You're adorable and I would
He
do
seems
anything
like a normal
for you,
stoat to me.
Arthur just like looks at you, slowly eats a raisin while like making eye contact with you.
Do I need to give you more bacon? Not you, Artius.
No. There's a nod. There's a nod there.
See what I mean?
Like, okay, it's not normal stoat behavior, but I don't think that he's a wizard.
He understands common.
Yeah, okay, but there are lots of animals that can understand common.
Most domesticated dogs understand common.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you that he's a normal stoat. I'm saying that he appears to be a normal stoat with a personality and some level of intelligence, but I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just giving
I'm not really an
straight from the
expert
chin.
on magical animals.
Hattie's gonna kind of like scoop up some of the trail mix, and just like cover it up. Hey, Arthur. Tap twice if you're a magical stoat. Bear with me, guys. This is very important.
No, go
Do
ahead.
you?
Roll me an animal handling check.
Oh no! Oh no!
You kill him instantly.
And he dies.
I mean, to be fair, my animal
Just saw
handling
the
is
roll.
+6. So that's a 9.
He finds a gap in your hands and he just wiggles like it's just like a little stoat butt and like face first dives in between your hands. It's just like scrabbling up as much trail mix as possible.
Hey, Arthur. Next time, you can just ask. I was going to give it back. I just had one question. I will ask you again later because I think there's something about you that might be evil.
I don't think he's going to eat Beetlejuice. That's one thing you've got to be certain of. He's not eaten him yet.
Beetlejuice! And she's just gonna
try find him.
Yeah, well, Hattie's looking for Beetlejuice. Artius will turn to Reyna and Snipe. So, plans for the day. I don't know what you all are considering doing. I know that there's still a murder that needs solved.
That's like the boring thing on the to-do list, though.
At least there's something to do. Otherwise, we're just going to be sitting in this tavern all day and just discussing things that will waste more time. So we may as well go out and do something.
I could work out if this stoat is magic.
No, that's.
I'm fairly certain he's not magic.
No.
He could be, but
Anything
I'm
could
pretty
be
well
magic.
trained in magic. I feel like I would be able to tell if he was magic.
Also, Snipe, amulet. I think it's clear now.
How long does that last?
Well, it just gets rid of the effect that was put on it.
Oh, was there?
To come back?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It looked like it was watching you, no? Circle with a little dagger down through it. It looked like an eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's clean now.
I also have a question if we're going to solve this murder. Can someone run me over the main facts? Because I 100% have not been listening to Haura. She's had like a piece of like something stuck to her face, which I just keep staring at. I was going to tell her about it, but now she's gone, so I can't tell her about it. But I 100% have not been listening to her. Like, I know we went and like, messed around with a dead body, and that was great fun. But I wasn't also quite aware of the main facts. A little bit.
Speaking of which, I wanted to talk a bit about Hera. Look, I know that you all have, I'm going to call it an authority problem. And I understand that Hera represents a certain amount of authority. I don't want to presume anything about your lives or why you feel the way you do or anything like that.
I am an orphan.
Okay, well, that's a reason to not like authority. We've been traveling, like me and Hera, we've been traveling with you guys for, I don't know, what has it been? 3 days? And I understand that you don't necessarily warm up to people in 3 days. Traveling helps whenever you spend every day with each other. That helps a lot. But I get it. You know, I understand. But also, like, whenever we met you guys, you dropped a bomb by saying that you thought that Elturel was doomed. Hera has served Elturel and this country for over 50 years of her life. And I think that she has done a marvelous job of taking what you continue to say in stride. However, I would just ask you all to, moving forward, when we see her again, consider her position. Because this entire thing, though she would not admit it to me or any of you, has put her in an incredible bind. You know, she's torn between the people that lead her country, the rules that she helped design, and now she's being told that, you know, everything that she's done, everything that her friends have done, everything that she's tried to work for to make this world a better place is about to go down in flames. And she's been told that several times in several different ways. And I just think that when she comes back from sorting some shit out, that it's just something to consider. You know, I get it. Like, look, Hattie, if something were to happen to Candlekeep, you'd want to protect it. If something happened to Waterdeep, I know that I would be there. Raina, I suspect that you have probably defended the Temple of the Seldarine a time or two in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So even though none of us have these deep connections to this place, she does. And this place means a lot to her. And it's just something to think about.
It's not like we don't want it to happen. We really want to prevent it. We want to stop it.
And I get that. And look, from me, even though it's not my place, I think that it's amazing that you guys want to step in and help however you can.
There was a
okay, or not help, as the case may be. Understood. It's not your dog. It's not your fight. Get it. Just, it is hers.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah. She should have picked a better organization then.
This,
Bad time? Don't worry about it. I knew the minute that came out of my mouth, I should have said it.
This has nothing to do with the place or the organization. I completely understand it. Like, if something were to happen to Baldur's Gate or Waterdeep, I would not be happy, and I would try to fight for it with everything in my being.
That's me, sorry.
But us hearing this prophecy, us hearing this thing that might happen, we're not even sure if it's gonna happen. We just, if we keep our mouths shut about it, and if we don't tell anyone, then we're not able to prevent it if it might happen.
Ooh, don't let sleeping dogs lie.
What if it doesn't happen? Have we just panicked everyone for no reason?
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah. I would rather evacuate the entire city and nothing happens than...
What if evacuating the city is part of the destruction of the city? What if that's part of the plan?
Then the people would be safe at least.
That's true.
Look, I'm not saying that you guys are being insensitive or doing a bad job or, not being friendly on the road.
And we are doing a fairly bad job.
Okay, well, your words, not mine. The point is that, it's a lot to take in. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, with regards to what to do today, if you guys don't want to hang around here and have the same conversation, we can follow up on some of the stuff that Hilra and I were investigating yesterday.
Yeah, I maybe have a few questions for Sir Keyleth Moore.
Yeah.
Especially after the information I got last night.
Well, I think that he would be an excellent person to talk to. He's probably still up at guard barracks. Going back to the cloister is dicey, but it could also be a good source of information. Hattie, I stepped out of my room for a breather for a minute the other night, and I thought I saw you talking to one of the healers, and it looks like he wasn't throwing a glass of water at you as you walked away, so...
Oh, no, that was close. That was a close one.
Okay, well, regardless, could be an inn, could be someone worth talking to, maybe.
I, both as a player and probably in character, have forgotten that dude's name.
That's fine. It was Terrence Rayburn.
Terrence Raven. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think going back to the cloister and talking to Keyleth Moore are an important step right now.
I think his name started with a T.
Mm.
Okay.
Maybe we should be very select about who talks to what so that we don't dig ourselves a further grave.
Sure. Well, there's also, speaking of which, there's the place on the shore where the body washed up. I don't think we've been there yet. And also, there's probably still something worth investigating in the Eastern Green. We just kind of talked with the people at the Estragon League. Hilra made a great find with those pieces of red rope, but we didn't I don't know. If something did happen out in the East Green, in the campsite, in my mind, it must be someone who looked like they belong there. So we never really got a solid grip on what that was about. Who would look like they belong there and be able to pull it off? So it could be something worth investigating. I don't know.
Yeah. You get that look.
But how do you guys want to tackle it?
So it's 3 locations we can choose from?
Okay, so as DM, there are 4. So there's the place where the body washed up, downriver. So that's basically on the west side of town. There's the Cloister of the Tier. If you want to go back there, you could talk to Terrence, or you could talk to the Master Healer. Healer Wrist is probably not going to want to see you guys, but there's still a couple other people that you could talk to there. There's the guard station where Sir Keyleth Moore has set up his office recently. And then there's the East Green where the Estragon League caravan is still tented up.
I have some personal questions for Keyleth Moore. I feel like, because mainly after the information Hilra gave us last night about distrusting Thapius Creek, I'm rather curious why Keyleth Moore is here.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. So Raina's going to go talk to Keyleth Moore. I think that I might be interested in going back to the Eastern Green, so that might be where I head. What about you two?
I think Snipe's going to join, keep to Raina for now. So
okay,
she'll go over to the guard station.
Hattie, what about you? What's your plan of action?
My general idea was to not speak to anyone.
Let's stay in Paris. Maybe you can join Ardius.
Okay.
Yeah, you can come with me out to the Eastern Green.
Okay.
I'm sure Hilra said that you're good at talking someone's ear off.
Yeah. And I feel like caravan people are the most talkative people you can meet, so.
Yeah. more
Yeah,
information.
and if you want, I can do some of the talking.
Please, I have been told that I'm aware I'm maybe not always quite as socially correct as I should be.
Makes you feel any better. The people camped out in the Eastern Green are from all over the place, so there's only like a 50-50 chance that you're violating some social custom.
Okay, fun. Love that. Also, I have a request. Is there like a clothing place around here?
In Skirnabel, probably. There's a lot of places where you can just buy like really, purpose-driven traveling clothes. If that's what you're about. Or, if we're going out to the Eastern Green anyway, we can see if anyone's selling. Sometimes they just sell straight out of their caravans.
Okay. I'm just like looking for clothes that don't make it look like I'm part of, the Great Library.
Yeah, sure. We could probably find something. Yeah, we can find something.
Okay, if you see any fire, it's probably me. Bye, guys.
Before you guys go, shall we meet at the riverbank side?
Sure, that might help with the fire.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So about an hour?
Yeah, we could just meet down at the crossing where the caravans cross to get to the other side of the road.
Yeah.
Dock's just down the street.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
All right, cool. And you all get ready to head off in your respective directions. Up in Triel.
Meanwhile.
Now I know that Seymour had something that he wanted to do. Was there anything in specifics that Kaya wanted to do while she was waiting for a return? Or is she just kind of like hanging out, just kind of like enjoying the fruits of the wagon wheel? What's up with Kaya?
She did want to try to see if she could buy a horse, but it might be too late for that in the day.
So you guys were kind of like in the middle of the day. So you can absolutely try to go find a horse. I'm trying to think if there's like a stables that you can go to. There's obviously the stable behind the inn. Yeah, there's actually a ranch out on the edge of town. So you can absolutely go there. And you see that there are, there's some Palomino horses. There's like some Mustangs, although I don't know that that's actually a breed of horse. That might just be a kind of horse. I'm not sure. I'm not super up on horses. But regardless, there's a lot of very nice horses there. Ones with like beautiful shining black coats. There's some that are like mottled brown and white. A lot of different flavors of horse. And an older gentleman who is hanging out sort of out front. There's a younger gentleman like in the paddock sort of like shoveling off hay. And there's an older gentleman out front. He appears to be shoeing a horse. And over the sign, it just says the Man Ranch. And you can just roll up to the older gentleman shoeing the horse.
Hi. We're going to be doing some traveling. I could really use a horse. I don't have the biggest budget. What are your like cheapest options?
Oh, hello there, young lady. Well, what sort of a horse? Yes, that's Terry. Terry, where are you? Oh, you're out in the field. Terry, could you come look after this horse for me? I have to help this young lady. Yes, come in. And he'll lead you into sort of this big barn. There's like, of course, doors that go out. There's like a line of stables and all that. He says, let me just see here. Right, let's see exactly what we have and what could be useful for you. So you're looking for a traveling sort of horse, yes?
Yeah, something that'll last long on the road.
Yes, okay. One with right. Do you have any particular preference for age? If you're looking for something perhaps a little less in the price range, we have some lovely older mares who are incredibly sweet, and they've gone on several journeys. I think that they would be most agreeable. Perhaps you're looking something younger, a little more vitality, something that might perhaps provide you a bit more speed or something.
Older is fine. We're really just looking for something that'll get the job done.
Right. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, I do see that we have a few. Oh, yes, of course. Oh, you may love these. So come with me. So this right here, and he walks up to an older horse, a very tall horse, sort of a spotted brown and gray coat, and he says, "So this is Basil. He's an older horse. He worked for many years. Just pulling carts in from the farm fields. He's gotten plenty of rest. He came to me. He's a good old boy. He's still very strong despite his older age, and he's a very reliable sort of partner. He's very gentle and easygoing, and he could be good for you. Or over here." And he sort of shuffles over to another horse. This is the gray mare. Of course, we call her that. Her name is actually Astra, and she has a little white star on her forehead. Yes, Astra is she's a sweet thing, about a middle-aged sort of a horse. Very feisty in her youth. But she's sort of settled with time. She's very good at looking after the new colts and things that we get here at the ranch. She's very sweet, but always up for a run about the fields whenever we turn them out every so often in the farm fields. She always likes to go for a run. Perhaps she could be a good companion for you. Or, of course, we also have, and he walks over to a sort of a milky white horse with a like black fur on the front leg and black fur on the hind leg. He says, and this, of course, this is oh goodness, where are my glasses? Have you seen my glasses? He's wearing his glasses on top of his head. Yes, of course. I'm so sorry. This is Scald. She's a very sweet horse. She came to us from a traveler up north. I believe that she was originally from Amphale. Oh, yes, a marvelous town for horses. Incredible horse. She is known to sort of do laps here around the ranch, and she's quite a spunky horse. Younger, of course. She was one of those horses, some people, they trade off horses every time they make a stop, and she just happened to be one of those. But I'm sure eager to get back out on the road. Any of these of interest to you?
I guess that depends on how expensive they all are.
Yes, of course. So I'm afraid that for Scald here, she'll be a bit more on the expensive side. Still young, and of course we do have to make some money to make sure that we can shoe all of our horses and clean the stables and everything. So she will probably run somewhere around 100, perhaps 125.
What about the other two?
Yes, okay. Yes, sure. So for Basil, he's an older horse, mostly used as a draft horse. So he'll run probably about 50 gold. And as for Astra, a little younger, a little more vibrant, we would probably ask perhaps a little better for riding, maybe something in the 75 gold range for her.
think Basil will be fine for us. I can offer you 45 gold. I know it's 5 gold short, but it's all I have.
Roll a persuasion check.
Gladly.
Let's go, Bard.
28.
Okay.
They pay you.
How would you feel about this? You seem like someone who's not averse to a little work every now and then. What about 45 gold? And you help out my son Terry with mucking out the stables, if that's amenable to you, and I will throw in the bit bridle and tacking for free.
Sure.
Excellent. Terry, and a younger sandy-haired gentleman comes out. He's like, Terry, this is. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Hiya. Nice to meet you.
Hiya. Excellent to meet you. Filton Man. Terry, this is my son, Terry, man. Terry, could you show Kaya where we keep all of our pitchforks and all of our buckets in the well and everything? She has graciously agreed to help you in the stables today. And also, if you could work on polishing up one of our nicer saddles and our bridles. She'll be riding out today with our good old boy Basil. And of course, I'll get Basil prepared for you, dear. Make sure he's freshly shoed and everything.
Thank you.
And that'll be that. And that is where we will take our mid-game break. My headphones just died, so I have to plug those in to make sure that they'll work for the second half.
Love how we had a horse called Sage,
yeah,
and now we have a horse
where
called
we're at.
Basil.
Murders will be investigated, and a horse was acquired.
I told
That
you.
was all my gold.
There's serving suggestions. You have
Yeah.
this horse.
We
with
could be
Basil.
saying
Sage.
anything
It's
right
right,
now.
Basil.
You wouldn't be able to hear us.
Good shit.
I'm just gonna nod along because literally
Yeah,
my
you can't hear
headphones
us.
died. And
Yeah,
I can't
there
hear
we
anything
go.
you're
There we
saying,
go.
So
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay, yeah,
There you
10
go.
minutes. Sounds great. All right, cool.
guys can say hello now.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Road to Elturel. Last time before the break, we were divvying up how exactly we were going to go about our day today. So, Reyna and Snipe had decided that they were, well, the whole group, after some conversing about the conversation that was had last night, the dispelling of magic on the cloak pin by Reyna, and the investigation of magical beings by Hattie, which consisted of holding a stoat into the face of Ardius, and then trying to withhold trail mix from the stoat. It's an ongoing process, but discoveries may be made eventually. It was decided that the gang was going to investigate the murders going on in Skirnabel. Reyna and Snipe were going to go over to the guardhouse to ask Sir Caliph Moore some questions. And Hattie and Ardius were going to go back to the East Greens to go do a little bit more investigating around the Estragon League and around the field in general. So, let us start off with, well, I'll ask you guys, who wants to go first? Do Reyna and Snipe want to go talk to the guards person first? Or Hattie, do you want to team up with Ardius and go out to the Eastern Green?
You guys want to go first?
Sure.
I will say before like everyone headed off and like went through the door and went their separate ways. Snipe decided to just be a bit careful in keeping slightly as naturally close to Hattie as possible, and will attempt to slip the dispelled cloak pin on Hattie.
Okay.
In whatever spare pocket there is. If I can get down that low, as unsuspiciously as possible.
In that case, Hattie, what is your passive perception?
A good question, my good sir. My passive perception is 13.
13. Okay. Snipe, roll me a sleight of hand check, and you are trying to beat a 13.
Let's go, Rogue.
Oh no, math. Just about 14.
Everyone else is like, what the fuck is going on, Hattie's?
Yeah, Hattie is like someone who is hard to slip something into the pocket of because Hattie is always looking in all directions. But you manage to just barely, as her head turns, slip it into a pocket of her gi without her noticing.
And also that time, just to kind of pass off the idea, because I don't think Snipe would really like just let that happen so easily. So Snipe will stand up, take Arthur out, and tap Hattie on the shoulder and say, "Do you want Arthur to join you on this? I think he'll enjoy investigating these fields with you." Hattie, if they answer.
What? Sorry, there was a butterfly. Huh?
Do you want to take Arthur along with you? Since you're so curious about him?
Yes, please.
Alright.
Come on.
I just let Arthur go to like jump on board with Hattie, or just pass it over to Hattie.
How do you normally carry him?
You just let him go, and he'll probably sit on whatever flat area there is. Might get lost in your hair though.
Just gonna kind of...
He'll settle in on your shoulder.
Enjoy.
Okay, he's very tickly.
Try to keep a straight face when he starts running around you.
As Reyna and Snipe walk away, Arthur spots a little bit of movement on the gi, the form of Beetlejuice, and begins to immediately start chasing Beetlejuice around Hattie as you all walk away, and Hattie tries to handle that situation.
Snipe, I made a mistake. Snipe.
Just ask Beetlejuice to fly. He's got wings, doesn't he?
He has. Beetlejuice fly.
Beetlejuice just flies away.
And that's the end of the
Chase
story of Beetlejuice.
I'll Beetlejuice.
He's gone forever. Yeah, with that, I just like rejoin Reyna.
Okay. So you guys are headed up to the guardhouse. So the guardhouse, if you, I believe, just walk north from, if you pretty much just cut north up the main avenue, one of the wider avenues, I should say, from the Bloody Oak, you can get to the guardhouse pretty easily. You remember it from the other day when you were there. It is still like mid-morning, so a lot of the guards are kind of getting ready for the day. Some of them are leaving to go out on patrols. Some of them are just like starting training exercises in the courtyard area. You remember that it's kind of like a courtyard in the middle of a bunch of other buildings. And you don't see Caliph more, but he's probably in his office. And you guys can more or less just walk across without being accosted by anybody.
As we're walking there, Snipe, this will be... I want to ask him questions about him and the High Overseer. Not necessarily about the murder, but mainly about what he's doing here and why the High Overseer sent him.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah?
Yeah, just be careful with your wording.
Yeah. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but we'll see.
We'll get through it, hopefully.
Okay.
You knock on the door of his office building, and a voice says, "Come in."
I slowly open the door.
Ah, yes.
Hi.
Veron, Cleric Veron, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, you were here the other day with Hera. How goes the investigation? How may I assist you in some way? Is there any further information I can provide you?
Right now we don't really have new information, apart from what we already told you, I believe.
I'm afraid that my investigation has also reached a bit of a dead end.
Yeah.
But hopefully someone comes forward and we can proceed at some point. For now, I'm just going over what we already know. And he kind of like has a cork board on one wall and he's just kind of like gesturing to it. There's not red yarn strung between it. That would
Not
be
yet.
a little too on the nose, yeah.
Just tasteful.
But for now, it's just kind of like notes on parchment that he's pinned to the wall.
I will stand next to him and kind of scan over like the things that he pinned on the board.
It's pretty much what he told you the other day. 3 disappearances, one on the west green, one on the north green, one on the east green. The east green is the Estragon League. The other 2 caravans, it says that the caravans have already left. Those ones like were questioned before Caliph Moore got here. He only arrived after the 3rd murder happened. So basically it's just the notes that the local sergeant took, which was mostly to the effect of, they were okay caravan leaders. Generally the impression was that the people in the caravan didn't super care for them, but they, respected them enough as leaders. They were kind of viewed as surly or cruel, depending on who was asked. And there's, of course, the red cord. And he does have a piece of the red cord, not strung between the cards, but just hanging up next to everything else, the red cord that one of the bodies was tied with.
I'm mainly here for personal reasons. Right now...
Personal reasons regards to me?
Yes.
I don't believe we've ever met other than the other day.
My companion Hera told me you were part of the High Overseer's Guard.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I would be happy to answer. Let's sit down. And he just gestures to some chairs and he sits down behind his desk. He says, yes, I am a member of the High Overseer's Guard. I was the captain of that guard. And then I was sent over here to look into this matter, but I left my second in command in charge. He's a capable fellow, so I trust in the High Overseer's safety while I'm gone. Hopefully I won't be here too long.
Why would he send the captain of his High Overseer? Why would he send the captain of his guard to investigate a murder case?
Or specifically after the third murder.
Yeah. What was his reasoning to send you?
His reasoning? He sent me because the murders weren't being solved. Skirnabel is a key member of the alliance that forms Elturel. They are under our protection, and currently they weren't being protected. Their guards were not, admirable though they are, sufficient enough.
Mm-hmm.
And the Overseer wanted the matter attended to personally.
Do you have a history of mystery solving?
The history of mystery solving?
Yeah.
You make me sound like someone who reads novels in his spare time. No. I have investigated before. Not often, but before I was in the employ of the High Overseer, I was a hand for hire in Baldur's Gate. I'm not sure if you are at all familiar with Baldur's Gate, but murders are not uncommon there.
No, for sure. It's been something that's been on my mind for a while, that the High Overseer personally sent you to investigate these murders. Not against you, like there's nothing I have against you. It's just I'm extremely curious why he sends a member of his personal guard.
If it's not too forward of me, Cleric Veron, it seems that you have some underlying question that you want to ask there. Do you have an underlying question that you want to ask there?
Not particularly.
Then I will answer you the same as I answered previously. This is an important city. It matters to Elturel. And the High Overseer wanted to see this matter attended to personally.
What do you have? Could I make an insight check on him?
You absolutely can.
To see his general attitude towards everything I'm asking him and his answers.
Yeah, go ahead. I actually just rolled a check for him, so go ahead and roll an active insight check.
22.
Ooh, that just skims in. Yeah, a 21 on his. Okay. What is the vibe you're getting? So what exactly is it that you're trying to establish here? Like, you're trying to establish if he's bullshitting you?
No, I'm trying to establish if he's hostile towards me asking these questions, and to see if he's at all trying to
sway the argument.
Yeah. Kind of.
He isn't hostile. He is being firm with what he is saying. Basically, it's like whenever you're a kid and you ask your parent why something is the way that it is, and you keep asking why every time they give you an answer until eventually it gets to a point where the parent's just like, it's that way because I said so. That's kind of it's a very similar vibe that you're getting off Caliph Moore right now. It is, you continue to ask him the question of why would he be sent here to investigate this, and he is telling you firmly and directly, it is because the Overseer wants this attended to personally, and he sent me to attend to it personally.
Does the High Overseer keep documentation of every guard that gets sent out of his personal guard? With a reasoning behind it?
Typically, his personal guard is not sent out. Our job as his personal guard is to be his personal guard. This is an unusual situation.
And why so?
Unusual, why is it an unusual situation? Or
Yeah.
why
Why
are you
why,
asking me again why he sent me?
No, why is it an unusual situation?
It's an unusual situation because, as I say, the job of the personal guard is to guard the person. I am not an effective captain of the personal guard if I am a 5-day journey from the person that typically I would be guarding. However, Overseer Krieg, the High Overseer, has been very kind to me. And if he asks me to do this thing as a personal favor, then I will oblige. He has been very good to me in my employment, and I see no reason to not oblige him this thing. And as I say, I trust the rest of the guard to be able to continue to do their jobs without me. Most of them are like me, personal hires, mercenaries, former mercenaries. They're all very capable.
Yeah. Raina will stand up and walk towards... Is there a window in this room?
Yes, there is. There's a window off to the side of the desk.
Raina will walk towards the window and make sure her back is turned to him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think it's rather curious that a member of a personal guard, like you said yourself, is sent away from the person they must protect because they sworn to this city where murders has occurred for a personal favor?
The High Overseer has been accused of many things over the years, Cleric Veron. Corruption, scheming, underhanded political intrigue, all things that I have heard. I have been his guard for some 20 years now. And I can attest that I have seen none of these things personally. In my eyes, I have seen a man who has dedicated himself to the worship of Torm and to the city that respects him as its savior. What other political rivals may say is their business.
So you know him that well. Would you say that him sending you this far out, even though you're meant to be his personal guard, is odd of him to do that?
I think that he has some notion that this is a change of pace, that he is giving me a rest. I've never asked for one. I've never taken any time off in the 20 years I have served him. But I suspect that he thinks that this is some sort of reprieve for me.
Are you sure of that?
I
Because
am.
a small theory I have in my head is that maybe, because you are his personal guard, he sent you out as like just a further away barrier for you to stop any further harm coming to him. Like, he can see something that is occurring here could get out of hand and reach him. And instead of the danger coming to him where you can act out, he may as well send someone out in advance to stop the harm coming to him. And you as his personal guard would be helpful in that, so he sent you out.
All the better for my job then. Why he sent me here to me is neither here nor there. Regardless of whether this is supposed to be some sort of reprieve, if this is, as you say, some advanced guard against his own person, either of those reasons are acceptable to me.
Then you're a good captain of his personal guard.
I thank you for saying so. I have done 20 years worth of service attempting to prove that. Raina, can you make me a perception check as you stand at the window?
Of course. Well, that's a natural one.
Oh god.
Okay.
That's an 8.
No, it's fine. You're standing at the window for effect, right? Like you're basically doing a Columbo move where you're just like, and one more thing. Don't you find it odd that? Yeah. So like it's fine. Is there anything else that you wanted to ask of me while you're here?
Mind if I take that red cord with me?
I have 2 more pieces. I see no trouble giving one of them to you. And he'll unpin it from the board and he'll hand it over to you. As always, if I do find a breakthrough in my case, I'm happy to share it with you out of respect for the cloister. However, I do expect that you will also share in kind if you find anything.
Of course.
Yep.
I wish you best of luck in your investigations then.
Thank you.
You as well.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. And you all exit the office of Sir Caliph Moore. Perhaps none the wiser, but perhaps with some new perspectives on exactly what Caliph Moore's position is here exactly. Over in the East Green, Hattie and Ardius find themselves wandering among the caravans. Ardius is trying to remember currently exactly where the Estragon League was camped. Hattie, this is like walking into a fairgrounds basically, or like a camping grounds. It's just a bunch of people parked on a bunch of different places, a bunch of wagons, a bunch of new smells and sights, lots of colorful things. You smell all sorts of spices that you don't normally smell, or if you do smell them, then usually they're like at Candlekeep, like a place that stocks those kind of things. There's lots of different sounds, different musical instruments, a lot of uncommon ones that you don't normally hear. And fabrics. You see several different bright and patterned fabrics. And as you guys kind of wend your way through all of these different caravans, you actually see one that appears to have sort of like the back door is open and there's sort of like a half door. And you just see like jackets and things hanging out. And you just see a man sort of leaning up against the door, just sort of like chilling out, looking out across the sea of people walking by. Occasionally like, do you want a jacket? No? Okay. Are you interested in a new skirt? No? All right. You there? You! With the hair and the ferret and the purple geek. Yeah, you look like you are in the market for interesting fashions.
I mean, sure.
Of course, sure. Of course. Who doesn't want some new duds, eh? Your duds look great. I do love them. They look perfectly good on you. Very well tailored, very well fit. However, it's always good to have a backup set of traveling clothes. And if you're going to have a backup set, why not look stylish while you're going to do it, eh?
Yeah.
So, you wouldn't happen to be by chance in the market for some new clothes? We have
Sure.
a wide selection.
Yes.
Cool. What sort of things are you looking for?
Just like a full outfit, I think.
Do you generally prefer lighter colors, darker colors, perhaps something more earthy tones, maybe something a bit more bright, vibrant.
I like the idea of bright and vibrant.
Bright and vibrant. Always happy to supply bright and vibrant here. And how do you feel about, do you prefer to wear something more akin to trousers, or do you like sort of an open flowing like skirt, or what sort of thing? Do you like jackets? How do you feel about shirts?
Trousers, preferably. I like the idea of a jacket, and I've heard that shirts are important.
Yeah, generally shirts are important. Do you prefer something that's a bit more cut and tailored, or do you prefer something that's a bit more breezy and flowing, something that's a bit cooler to wear whenever you're traveling?
Huh.
Something that's easier to layer if you go into a colder place?
Can I go for like a flowy shirty thing that maybe I could like tuck into trousers, and
Sure.
like some like non-flowy trousers
Some non-flow trousers. Okay.
and
Oh,
a fancy
okay,
coat,
yes.
please.
And a fancy coat. How do you feel about hats? Or maybe a
If that was an
headband?
issue, I don't think hats would really.
But you maybe a headband? You look like someone who might be interested in a headband. So keeping it all.
I'm all right. I just like it's fine. I
Okay,
have techniques.
sure. And he'll go rummaging around in the back, and as he does so, Ardius walks over and he says, "I cannot remember where they parked. You don't happen to see the band? I know they had banners for the Astragon League. You haven't seen anything, have you, Hattie?
Have I seen anything?
Roll me a perception check at disadvantage. You're caught up in all the new sights and sounds, and now you're shopping for clothes.
Where the heck is my? There it is. Perception. That's a 10.
A 10. You have seen banners. You don't think that any of them are quite what Ardius has described. So no, I don't think you've seen the Astragon League yet.
That's a very vague description.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't get a
I'm
great
buying
look at the
clothes
banners.
for the first time, so that's fun.
I'm sorry. And the guy comes out and he has like a set of like riding pants, like horse riding pants, and like a flowy white shirt. And he has a jacket that goes over top of it. The shirt is white, but the pants and the jacket are like a trying to think of my color wheel here. They are like a sunflower yellow. And the jacket is like a bolero jacket. So it's one of those ones that like ends here.
Yeah.
And it like has the 3/4 sleeves. So it just like basically what he's offering you is a bullfighter's costume. A bright yellow bullfighter's costume.
I like the trousers and I like the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's very it's got an aesthetic going on which I'm not sure I can pull off. Do you have maybe like a longer jacket?
What, you don't want to try to pull off the I don't even know what to call that, honestly. Yeah, if you were looking for maybe something maybe a bit longer, maybe I don't know, tailcoat.
Ooh, yeah, that sounds like fun. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like fun.
Sure. And he'll go back in. And I was like, so do you want me to like sit in a chair somewhere and maybe like give you thumbs up, thumbs down every time you walk out in a new outfit, or like how do you want?
Do people do that?
And then the dude comes back out and he has this tailcoat. So it's still like a shorter jacket in the front, but it's got like these long tails in the back. It is a beautifully stitched like it is like this it's a yellow jacket, but it has this like silver stitching. That's just like this paisley silver stitching that goes all down it.
Yes. Yes. I like it. Do you have somewhere I can quickly get changed? Also, how much is it?
Let's see. So if you're gonna get the pants and the shirt, do you want shoes?
Shoes are kind of like too much, you know?
All right, shoes are too much. I agree with that. He like puts away a pair of boots that he had started picking up. It's like, no, I get you. Shoes are too much. Let's see. For all that, let's say, I don't know, 2 gold.
2 gold? That sounds like good. That sounds like, sorry, common's hard sometimes. Halfling's easier.
You produce 2 gold, and he's like, actually, you know, the stitching is impressive. Maybe it's actually 5 gold.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, okay. And he'll take your 5 gold. He says, yeah, if you just want to head on in, there's no one else in the caravan right now, so we could just shut up the doors and you can change.
Thank you, man with cool accent. And how you guys can get dressed.
Okay. And like, sir, do you want any new clothes? No, don't talk to me. I don't need anything new. I'm good. You wouldn't happen to know where the Estragon League is parked, do you? Estragon League. Oh, the Spice People. Yeah, if you just go right down that aisle there, you'll be able to find them. It's like a left and then a right and then another right and then a left. And you should be able to reach them.
Yeah, I love how your role is to actually guide Hattie to actually solving the murder.
Look,
Hattie's gone and wandered off elsewhere.
Yeah, Hattie now has little to no interest in working out who murdered this.
Oh my god.
Like, it's been going on too long. Her interest peaked a while ago, and it's been like a direct.
Well, here's my question to Seymour and Kaya. Do you think you'd be as interested in solving this case?
We don't. Yeah, maybe.
You sure? Do you think you'd be as successful as we are?
We would at least try to do things. Get it up.
Okay, we'll get to it. Hattie's just like.
Hattie bursts forth from
wait.
Priorities.
All right.
Is there anything in the caravan that looks like it's roughly worth 3 gold?
Roughly worth 3 gold. Yes, there is something. So there is a silver cummerbund that just like ties off on one side, so it like the ends of it hang down a little, just like a big, you know, a cummerbund is just like the big sash that goes across.
Yeah,
it would be perfect, just like right across the top of the pants. It like with the flowing shirt, it keeps it all tucked in with the jacket. It is like
she's going to put it on underneath her clothes,
like under the pants and under the shirt.
Yes, so they don't know that she's taking it.
Okay, yeah, sure.
She might be doing a little steely still.
Yeah, that's okay. He was gonna rip you off anyway. Okay, so
I guess by the way he was like, is there maybe a little bit more than that? Maybe a little bit
more. Okay, yeah, so Hattie bursts forth, cummerbund under the clothes, but wearing yellow pants, this yellow tailcoat with all this silver paisley stuff on it, and this white flowy shirt. And you just emerge. Great. That looks great.
Thanks, Artisan. Forget the Untouchables.
Great news. I got directions.
Oh, that's brilliant. Can you carry my gi?
You didn't bring your backpack with you?
No, that was a stoat. Speaking of which, Arthur, we're going now.
Arthur comes out wearing a tiny little bolero hat.
Specially designed for him to suddenly.
Technically, he's an animal, so he's not capable of stealing, and he just like walks off.
Artius flips the dude 2 silver and just like continues on.
So where are we going?
We are going to go take, what did he say? A left and then a right and then a right and then a left. While you are walking, Hattie, roll me a perception check, but this time I'm going to give you advantage on it.
Well, I rolled a 17 and then a natural 20 plus my 3, so it's 23.
Excellent. In that case, as you are making your way toward the Estron League, you see, shuffling from one caravan to the next, you see Terrence Rayburn, the healer that you met in the bar the other day. He appears to just be like talking with people. He has like a rucksack with him, and occasionally he gets out like supplies, like salves and things, and little glass jars that he like hands to people, and then he kind of moves on to the next one.
Okay. Hattie's gonna untuck the cumber batch. Nope, that's an actor.
The cummerbund.
The cummerbund. So it's like she's probably dressed. Hey friend.
Hattie. Hi.
Hey, do you like my new clothes?
Yes, it is a look.
Thank you. These are the first clothes that I've ever bought.
That is that makes sense.
Good first choice.
Yes, excellent first choice. How are you? How you don't have a headache or anything from the other night?
The murders. I have been given responsibility. I know, bad plan on their behalf. Are you talking to people about this?
About murders?
Yeah, you know, people dying.
No. Also, is he with you? Hi. Terrence Rayburn.
Oh yeah, this is my friend Artisan.
Artius, yes. Yeah, do you if you want to talk about this, do you want to try to find we could maybe step over to the side of the road here, under the shade of that tree over there, maybe a little more private? No, Hattie, I have not been discussing the murders any more than they are normally discussed around the cloister. How goes your investigation?
I got some new clothes.
Okay.
There were other people on my team who were doing more of the work. I think they just sent me out here so I wouldn't be in the way.
Oh, well, I mean, there's definitely people to talk to here. I was just by the Estragon League, was it, the other day? Yeah, there's a woman out there who was in the cloister earlier in the week, I think. So I was just doing a checkup on her, making sure that she's okay. Do you want to walk together? I'm headed that way. Sure.
Do you regularly come out here?
Me or one of the other healers. We usually tend to do rounds whenever people have stopped in town. We kind of have a rotation, so the back half of this week I am at the East Screen. The front half of the week, healer Wrist was coming out here, and then we rotate through. So we go West Green, North Green, East Green, South Green, and we just kind of like rotate through that way. And we just kind of switch off every 5 days.
This is gonna sound stupid, but like it now makes sense why this is called the East Green if there's also a North, South, and East one.
Yeah, okay, so before there were walls on the city, these were just kind of like the go-to camping spots. They still are, obviously. A lot of them just tend to fall outside the walls of the city now. But we still come out, make sure that people are doing okay if they need medical supplies or anything.
Do you think I should have gotten boots with this outfit.
Boots may have worked better with that outfit, yes,
Okay.
than the sandals that you're currently wearing. Although, no judge. I mean, you do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, maybe these sandals don't fit. She just takes off the sandals and hands them to Artius.
Artius is going to just drop them into a pocket of his coat. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I have, opinions about shoes. Not any strong opinions. Usually
shoe.
I mean, sometimes I put 2 shoes on. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling. It depends on if I think that I'm going somewhere where my foot here is going to get torn up. So like here out in the green, I don't encounter a lot of rocks or anything. So I just kind of leave it go. But if I'm going like across the river or something, I usually put some kind of covering over it just so I don't get wet or anything,
As we're walking and talking, Hattie is going to be kind of keeping an eye on the people around them and kind of taking note of anyone who seems like, I'm guessing there would be some, especially with the outfit that Hattie's wearing, I'm guessing there would be some awareness that there are people who aren't kind of caravanners around, but if there's anyone who seems like seriously uncomfortable, like I committed a murder and like now people are looking into it and they've just arrived, kind of uncomfortable,
Yeah, sure. You can roll me a perception check as you guys want.
That is an 18.
18? So you see like a couple of other healers, like Terrence, that are out here just kind of going between the caravans. You're guessing that they probably do this in groups because it's a lot of people parked out here. You see like a couple people who might be like in-towners selling alcohol and stuff, kind of like pushing around carts. For the most part, though, it looks like caravan people. No one immediately strikes you as looking like shit their pants scared of being caught for murder.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, she's also going to keep an eye out for any red rope.
Yeah, I mean, all of the healers have red rope. Terrence has his tied around the knee where he has his prosthetic leg. One of the other healers you pass just has it like wrapped around the wrist, wrapped around the waist, just sort of tied off in a simple way. Another one appears to have it like wrapped up one arm. You pass another healer who has it. It's wrapped in a way that it's almost like, have you ever watched The Little Rascals? And there's that one part where Alfalfa has like the toothache, so he's like wrapping his face. I don't know if that's a ubiquitous reference. It's a very American thing, but it's like basically he has it wrapped around in a circle around his head, that sort of thing. So that's like the big red cord that you see.
Okay. I feel like there should be something like integral that Hattie is doing, but I can't bring anything to mind.
That's all good. So who are your friends looking into? Says Terrence. I know that Terrence and Artius kind of have the same voice. So Terrence asks, who else are your friends looking into?
You'd think I know that, wouldn't you? You'd think that I would have listened. When we were saying, where we were going. I do know, however, in an hour we're meant to be meeting up by the riverside.
Oh, cool.
I wish I could. I literally can't remember because the stoat was a thing. Okay, let me ask you this: does this stoat look magical to you?
Arthur turns to look at him, and the little bits hanging off of the bolero hat just like swing.
Other than the really cool hat, he stole that.
Oh, okay. No, other than the really cool hat, I think that he looks like a stoat to me. Terrence, I hope that you don't mind my asking. I noticed that a lot of the healers out here, they tend to wear the red cord wrapped in different places. I only know, I don't know if you know Matron Seraphina from up at Fort Tamal. She's the only other healer that I know from the Cloister of the Tear, other than, you and these others. But she just wore her cord like open around her neck. Is there... Why do people wear it differently?
I always assumed it was because of poor circulation. Sorry.
Well, actually, Hattie, you're not necessarily wrong. The red cord represents significant wounds or medical procedures that we've undergone in our lives. So I keep mine wrapped around my knee because I lost my leg at the knee.
Rip.
Thank you. Over there, you see Sarah over there, who has it wrapped around her face. She lost her hearing in the field, and so she keeps it wrapped around her face to emphasize that. It's supposed to be about emphasizing those things that we have endured, and that we have come out the other side, and we accept those parts of ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What would happen if someone like lost it? Not like mentally. I did that years ago. Like, what if someone lost their red cord? Would they have to go like buy a new one, or do they have to like, give their soul for a piece of thread? Or
no, it's mostly a symbolic thing. Occasionally we have to change out the rope if it ever wears out, but generally it would go noticed if any of us were missing our red cords. It's part of how we honor Ilmater, the crying god.
Okay, so if, say, I had it like around my wrist, and like I was like bad with a knife and I accidentally cut it, and I needed to get a new piece of rope, where would I get one?
Officially from the cloister, we keep lengths of dyed red rope there. But we get it from a dye shop down in Burdusk. I'm sure that they probably sell rope to other places too. They just dye the red rope especially for us.
Okay. That's really distracting, Dave. I am trying to do a serious murder investigation here. And you're coming in here with your unicorn hair.
He can't even hear you. He's a Zelda character now.
Sorry, I got distracted by a butterfly. So you can just buy red cord here?
I don't know where you would buy it around here. I'm sure that there is probably a place. Like, I've never been in a situation where we've run out of red cord and we had to buy locally because we couldn't get it from our shop in Burdusk. I'm sure that there are people who would be willing to dye the rope here.
So you just go to the cloister. Sorry, I'm having a dumb player moment where I'm getting really distracted by people. So he's saying that if they lose or break the red cord, they just go to the cloister and the cloister would give them more.
Yes, that is what they're saying, because it is part of their uniform.
Okay. Right. Okay, thank you. That was just a dumb player moment.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Okay. That's yes. Are you sure this stone is just a normal stone?
Being not familiar with animal physiology, I'm going to say yes.
Okay. Well, it's 2-1 now, so I'm starting to doubt. Anyway, where are we going?
To the Estragon League. I'm going to just go check up on a patient that Healer Wrist had recently.
Okay. So the weather.
Well, Ardius is going to he's going to interject for a moment. Do you know Healer Wrist well? And Terrence says, yes. We were in the field together. We both served. She was a field medic, but I was a soldier at the time, actually.
Before the leg thing.
Yes, Hattie, before the leg thing. And then she was the one who helped with my prosthetic. And so I was, not that I didn't follow Ilmata before, but I was kind of converted shortly thereafter, and I ended up becoming a healer with the cloister. I've been a healer with the cloister ever since.
So is it just you two that wander fields?
No, field medic isn't an uncommon thing for a lot of apprentices to become after they've spent time in basic training at the cloister.
That was badly worded on my behalf. Is it just you and Miss Leggy Fixie woman?
No. So it's kind of we do it in rotation. So as the dungeon master, think of it like I'm trying to think of the thing that medical doctors have to do. Rotations. Yeah. Basically, it's like that, and that's kind of how Ray Burton will explain it to you. Is it's like everyone has to take their turn checking up on the caravan people in the fields. It's just part of the basic medical training at the cloister.
So do you know who was doing their thingy thing when the people died? Because they might have seen something that maybe went unnoticed before. So it would be good to talk to them.
Let me see.
I don't want to offend this dude because it was so easy to do last time. Woo.
I don't remember the exact rotation. I know that Healer Wrists group was out here earlier this week.
Okay.
So maybe if you can speak with her about her group, and maybe she could tell you more.
We kind of aren't friends right now. Is there someone who organizes the scheduling?
Master Healer Palea. You could speak with him.
Hey, Artisan, can you remember that name for me?
Yes, I can. Actually, Hattie, I don't know if we need to speak to the Estragon League.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, you go meet the others by the riverside, show them your incredible new getup.
Yeah. Do you think they'll notice?
I think that they probably will notice. I need to go send a message to a friend.
That is wildly ominous, and I appreciate that.
I promise it's related.
Okay, cool. When did you say that I might get a reply from Candlekeep?
Soon-ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye, friend. Bye, Artie face. Bye. And Hattie's just gonna trot off.
Okay.
How do I get out of here, by the way?
That was such a sweet ending. Bye.
Goodbye. Disappears off into the horizon. Where am I going?
Pierce
Where is
Get
this?
out of here!
with a little stoat in a bolero hat trotting after her.
You're welcome, Snipe.
He wanted a day out. I'd give him a little day out with his auntie.
I bought him pretty things.
So Hattie, roll me a d4, if you
A
would.
D4? Why do I keep having... That's a 1. Why do I keep having to roll D4s?
You'll find
Okay.
out in a minute.
So 1 hour later, you manage to make it out of the East Green and back into town. And you're
Oh.
Just wandering an hour.
You
Like,
just, you're
oh
walking down the
my.
market just like, oh, what's this? And you're just like offhandedly trying to buy everything, realizing you have no money.
I know, Hattie has money now. She just keeps like wandering down side passages and like, where am I?
yeah, you're just trying to like figure out your bearing. It's very labyrinthine. But
I like the
eventually,
idea that Archie has sent her off to go to the river, but he arrives first at the river. It's like, where's Hattie? I sent her here.
I sent her on ahead. Why are you behind me?
my first mistake. No, you do make it to the river about the time that Snipe and Reyna will already be there because they were able to wrap up their business with Caliph Moore fairly quickly. And about the time you arrive, Hattie, you get a message.
Give me a minute.
Yep.
All of my pens.
I gotta double check.
That's leaking.
Should we write it in the Discord for you?
Yeah, let's just write it.
Yeah,
let's
sure.
write it.
Someone
We will
write
write it for you and type it in Discord.
We'll be your
Let's see.
Rosetta
I have,
for the
like-
day.
Yeah.
Let's see. And this is, of course, in Elathan's voice as you receive it. Hattie. So many questions. Half a person from the abyss? Don't mess with demons. Good work on the job. Are you in Hard Buckler yet?
Okay, I can reply, right?
Yes, you can reply.
Okay,
Oh my God.
so it's gonna be a while until Hardbuckler. I'm solving a murder. Suggestions on the demon thing are welcome. Bye.
There's going to be an immediate response, which is suggestion is don't. Let's see.
Taking the words of advice from Snipe.
Let's see.
Fucking what a don't. That's just It's snowing on Mount Fuji.
It's will you get to Hardbuckler before Elturel? If not, we need a better way to communicate. Wheels are turning at Candlekeep.
That's ominous. Elturel first. Hardbuckler. Maybe third? I'm bad at solving murders. Different option other than demons?
Hypothetically.
I got clothes.
Okay. Okay, so he is going to be working off the message that he got, which, so you know, is Elethin, had he got an Ogma vision, how to get back half a person from Abyss, there's a demon named Artaxis involved, had he got a job. That was the message that he actually received at Kentucky.
Okay.
So, he was going to try to parse out what is going on. Murders are usually most likely culprit.
What was that word? The last word you just said?
Culprit.
Don't know alternative on demon thing. Let's see. Don't worry about Hardbuckler. Silvira has been made a master reader.
I know you're writing that down for me. Thanks. Demon thing complicated. Hypothetically, friend from different universe. So feel bad. Split into one half is now demon. How many more do I have?
You have 6 more words.
Lordling of Abyss wants demon half.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Hattie, last message I can send.
Oh, yeah, just use 6 words on that, mate. Good plan.
Yeah, but it's important information to get across.
Yeah.
I'll speak to Silvira. Maybe her knowledge of the planes can assist. We'll get back when able.
Thank you. How much yellow is too much yellow in an outfit?
Perfect. So as you say that, as you send that back to Elethin, Snipe and Reyna, you see Hattie looking for all the world like a walking sunflower banana striding up in yellow pants, a white shirt, a silver cummerbund, a yellow tailcoat jacket with silver paisley embroidery all across it, and sitting on her shoulder, Arthur, in a matching little yellow with silver palms bolero hat.
You're looking fancy.
Thank you.
I mean-
I went shopping for clothes for the first time.
I mean, I if that is their way of looking inconspicuous, then good on you. Dressing like a second son.
Yeah. It's quite flashy.
That's a good thing, right?
For your personality, it is.
Okay. It's just like I didn't want to look candlekeepy, and I think I've achieved
You wanted
that.
to look like a candle. As in, bright as the
Achieved.
day.
I don't think you laughing at me is a good thing. I think maybe I misjudged.
I will ruffle your hair and say, "You look amazing.
Thank
They're
you.
great clothes."
It's a nice contrast considering how miserable I look in all blacks.
I think I should have gotten some boots. Just met with style.
I'm just kind of staring at the sandals.
If you're comfortable in the sandals, they are functional.
Oh no, she's barefoot.
Oh, she's barefoot. Oh yeah, she's
Took them off.
barefoot. Yeah.
Can you run better on barefoot?
Depends on the surface.
Don't step in glass. That's just.
That's good
Yeah.
advice.
Can't even put on
Also-
shoes if you wanted to, because he gave him to RDS.
Also, Arthur stole a hat.
I can see. It looks kind of fancy.
Yeah. He scared away Beetlejuice. I think he's gone forever now. So thanks, but no thanks.
Okay. I mean, you were curious about him. I'd grab Arthur before. Like, how do you shake him any further?
Chicken baby syndrome.
Just gonna let him sit on the pouch for a bit, let him choose to come back in or not.
He manages to squeeze into the pouch wearing his fancy hat.
Where is Ardius?
He had an idea.
An idea?
Yeah, he went to go contact someone. I don't really know
Oh.
what it was about. However, and Hattie's just going to kind of relay the entire conversation that she had, like kind of semi-reenacting it as well. The entire conversation that she had with Trevor.
Oh,
Terrence.
Trevor, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Terrence.
I am unbelievably surprised that I remembered that name. But every time she says his name, it's another name just starting with the letter T.
Okay, so Raina and Snipe, do you need any of that repeated, or you guys got that conversation?
I think I wrote down as best as the conversation as I could.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Do you share back with Hattie what you guys found out with Caleb Moore?
Yeah.
Okay.
In my eyes, he's pretty dodgy. He avoided the questions and he contradicted himself pretty often.
Helga told us in the first place not to trust him, and I could see why.
Yeah. I don't think he spoke a lie. But he avoided the question.
As we're standing and chatting, can I look along, like, not just like the riverbank, but can I look and see if anyone, like, followed Hattie? Or because, like, Hattie mentioned the timing and, like, place in which we were meeting, like, candidly and quite openly, and she's just wondering whether anyone kind of took the bait.
Roll a perception check for me, Hattie.
Good idea.
Thank you. I have very few of them. Like using D&D Beyond to roll. That was not a good one. That's an 8.
8. No person immediately strikes you. It's like afternoon now, so the docks are kind of busy. But there's no one that like immediately you go, that person was at the grounds. Yeah.
Do we know where the body washed up?
Riverbank
No.
is what we were told.
Yeah. Well,
The West Green
the
is
West
what
Green.
the board said in Caleb's office.
Okay. Raina will start asking around to ask where the West Green is, because she will not be able to find it herself.
People will point you west.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
It's pretty unmissable.
Yeah.
If you just walk west, you're gonna hit the West Green.
Yeah. True. Okay.
It sure looks like a West Green to me.
Yeah, I found out that the reason it's called the West Green is because it's in the west and there's a North Green and a South Green as well as the normal East Green. And I felt so incredibly stupid when I worked that out, but I thought I'd share that with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At least we'll know where they are now.
Yeah.
At least in relation to when we're in the thing.
I have a question. Dave, are you putting on articles of clothing every time I say something stupid? Or because
he's passing the time.
Yeah.
He's going.
This is what Seymour's currently doing.
Good.
He's seeing if he
Good
can
stuff.
wear hats over his horns.
Yeah.
There you go.
As we are
Hattie
walking,
can go shopping, then we can go shopping too, alright?
yeah, true. As we're walking and Raina's asking for the West Green, can she look around to see if any people are like looking weird at them or just doing something off? That's just
Sure. Roll me a perception check.
Can I help up with that? Because I think I should look like I'm investigating.
my dice fell off. Jesus, where did it go? Hold up.
Actually, Snipe, yeah, you can roll me a separate perception check. That's just
Alright.
yours.
Okay. Oh.
That's 23. Yeah. 16 plus 7. Yeah, I think so.
I fucking hate math. 25.
25. Okay. Hattie, do you also want to roll perception, or are you just along for the ride right now?
That is 20 unnatural.
Cool. Yeah, so you are all headed off to the West Green. You are getting stares, largely because of Hattie. Everyone's just kind of like eyeing up the spectacular yellow outfit that she is currently rocking. And you make your way out to the West Green. And the thing that probably stands out to you the most is the healers of the Cloister of the Tear, because they wear very distinct clothing.
Okay.
But nothing other than that particularly strikes you, other than the fact that it's just a lot of caravans. And this one is actually inside the city walls. It's not outside.
Does there appear to be a place where like a body was found is marked off like with in series it's with red and white tape, but like if there is some sort of mark
under the wall.
If there's some sort of mark somewhere.
Chalk lines are only used when the person isn't dead and has to be transported to hospital. So otherwise they just leave the body there. So technically if someone died there wouldn't be one even IRL. Sorry, fun murder fact for you.
I didn't realize that chalk outlines were even a real thing. I thought that was like a fake TV thing that they did. Cool. Okay, yeah, you can ask around the guards that are also on patrol here, and they will direct you to where the body washed up, because they all know. It's actually on the other side of the wall, so you actually have to go out and then down to the riverside, and it's just kind of like a muddy bank, but they tell you that like that's where the bodies kept washing up, was just on the bank there. And you can see it kind of like the river eddies a little there. So like it makes sense that like a lot of like silt and branches and things are kind of caught in that. So like it makes sense why they would wash up here.
Which way is the river going? Is it east to west, west to east?
It's going east to west. It is flowing down toward Elturel and out to the coast.
So it passes the North Green and the East Green.
It actually doesn't pass the North Green at all. It passes by the east, the south, and the West Green.
East and south. Okay.
Yeah, because the bodies...
Potentials are, if it was floating for a long time, the East Green. If it was floating for like a medium time, oh my god, what are you doing, Dave? Sorry.
Continue.
Yeah, so it's if it was floating for a long time, it would be the east, and a not so long time the south, or a really long time and like beyond the east.
So it's a case of they killed the bodies and instantly dumped them in the river instead of just placing them in the river.
I think they would have killed the people and turned them into bodies. The bodies, that is technicality, sorry. You said they killed the bodies of the...
Well, they killed the people who were the victims.
Killed the people.
Yeah.
We know.
Thanks for pointing out, though. I understand.
I just thought it was important, you know?
No, it's all right. I was just being a little bit stupid as well.
Same.
But
Either way,
yeah.
the people who were killed on the green. Fucking hell, Dave, stop laughing at me. Were killed on the green and then just dumped in the river to wash up here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
if it passes the east, the west, and the south green, and the murders happened on the west, the east, and the north. You said it didn't pass the north. The river doesn't pass the north green, does it?
Right,
No.
because the north green is what. Well, actually, you guys didn't come through because you teleported in, but it would have been the road that you came down if you had come here by foot. And the river runs along the south edge of the city.
So we could either be looking at people who purposefully dumped them in the river, but actually killed in the no, because no one was. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
if the caravan from the first murder or the second murder was in the North Green, and the river was the body was found in the river over here, but it doesn't pass the river, then
Either
they
were
needed
out
to drag
walking-
the body to the river.
Yeah, or they got them to come to the river
Yeah.
and then killed them.
They were killed elsewhere and then dumped in the river.
That's the two options. How did they die? What was the... Was it like a passionate murder? Were their face smashed?
No,
in?
they're it's like no physical wounds. It was probably like bludgeoning on the inside.
I'm gonna have you
Bludgeoning on the
all roll
inside?
me. I'm gonna have you all roll me investigation checks.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
16.
Nah.
Just nah.
Inside?
Not happening today, Chief.
Investigation.
Oh, that's worse. That's a 7.
A 7,
Six.
16, you say?
Yeah, 16. Oh,
Okay.
God, why am I in charge?
Yeah, that's fine. So Snipe, what occurs to you is if the North Green is away from the river, one of two things must be true. Either the victim met the person at the river, or the person carried the body through town and dumped it in the river. Either way, it would have to be someone who was either respected, didn't flag any alarms, or it wouldn't look weird if they had a dead body with them. Seymour. Hello. You are up in
Give him
trio.
something to do, please. I'm begging you. Before he finds more clothes to put on.
Now, there was something that you wanted to do. You wanted to look through City's library.
I wanted to read. I wanted to drink
Yes.
because I'm still really drunk. Because I said I was going to get really drunk in the last session. And I'm going to play catch with Finnebrus. That's my plan.
Yep. Now, I would like you to do something for me.
Okay.
I would like you, and I'm going to give you some options here. So I will allow you to choose after I explain them.
Sure.
So I want you to give me an investigation check in City's library. Now, before you roll.
Oh, I rolled. I got a natural 20.
Oh, sad. Okay. Well,
don't worry. I'll roll again. It's fine. It's fine. I'll roll again.
hopefully you can get that super luck. Now, if you get I have a list of things here that you can find in City's library.
Okay.
If you do a DC 10 investigation check,
Uh-huh.
I will let you roll 2d8s, and I will give you 2 things out of her library that you can find.
Okay.
If you hit DC 10. If you hit a DC 15 investigation check, I will read off the titles to you and let you pick which 2 you want.
Okay.
If you want to try a DC 20 investigation check, and this is why it's sad that you just rolled that 20.
I know.
If you wanted to do a DC 20 investigation check, I will let you ask me, the DM, any question you want to know. And as long as it's reasonable to find in City's library, I will tell you truthfully the correct answer to your question.
Oh, God. All right. But I choose which ones I want. Like, as in, like, I can choose to roll for that, and if I don't hit that, then I don't get it.
If you don't hit it, you don't get anything. So you are either going for the 10 and getting 2 random pieces of information. 15, you get 2 choicier pieces of information that might not necessarily help you, but maybe could. Or the DC 20, where I will literally give you the information as long as it's available in City's library.
I literally didn't have a plan for today, so let's go for the 20. So 20 or above, right?
Yep, 20 or above.
God damn it. Cocked. Well, cool. 9. Well.
That's it. That's plus your 5 for investigation?
Yep. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I didn't expect anything. I'm just passing the time for Seymour.
I'll tell you what, because I wrote out a list, even with a 9, I'm still going to let you roll 1d8, and we're going to see what book you pick up.
It's all good. Because I was thinking as well, I should really roll this at disadvantage, because I said I was going to take the poison thing, right? As in I was going to get drunk.
Yeah, but I imagine you wouldn't get drunk and then go check the library. I mean, you could.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all good, though. What was it? Sorry, a D8?
Yeah, a D8.
Oh, a 1.
The book that you find in City's library is the Draconic Elven Translation Guide, which can be used to learn either Draconic or Elven as long as you already know one of those languages.
Oh, if only I only know one of them. Okay.
You know a little bit of Elven, so you could learn a little bit of Draconic.
Draconic's fun. Oh, okay. So
yeah. So like in Reyna's case, because she knows and speaks Elven, she could learn Draconic by studying this book.
Oh, I see.
Or if one of you knew Draconic but didn't know Elven, then you could translate it backward and learn Elven by reading this book.
So I can choose Draconic if I wanted to.
If you continue your lessons with Reyna and actually learn the language of Elven, then yes.
Has the Court of the Dragons been mentioned to Seymour?
Yeah, way back when in the Misty Forest.
Then I will read Draconic. I will learn Draconic from it.
All right. You can take this book with you. And once you have successfully learned Elven from Reyna, you can successfully learn Draconic from this book.
Cool.
And that is what you guys are up to. So,
check.
With the potential of being on the verge of possibly discovering who the murderer is, we end the game for today.
We progressed. We're a day. It's been a day.
It's been 1 hour in that day.
No. It took an hour for Hattie to get out of the camper.
We rested. Like, we had a long rest.
It's like 2 hours. You got through 2
1.5
hours.
hours. Don't be.
It's still at the end of the day. We're late sleepers. Okay.
It's like mid-afternoon. You've made it halfway through a day.
But the weasel has a lovely hat.
And we're not. And we didn't end in the tavern. We went out. Hattie got some new clothes.
Yeah. I am so excited for Seymour and Kaya's reaction to Hattie's new getup.
I won't be so proud.
We're gonna be dead before that, yo.
Yeah,
we're gonna be in hell.
We're never gonna see you guys.
No, we're never seeing you guys again.
Died and turned to dust.
Dear God, like
Jenks, what you don't realize is that you're actually running 2 different D&D campaigns now. Yeah. We happen to converge, and now we're just going our separate ways.
I think at this point we just need a separate session where it's just the Scornabel crew trying to spend just like the 36 hours needed.
That was what this session was intended
was
for.
supposed to be.
Yeah, Never.
Just want to let you know.
Do you guys actually believe that we'll get through it in one session?
I thought so. Yeah.
I thought you would at least get to the evening
so.
with the sending
Did
spell.
you need to lower your expectations
Yeah.
a little bit.
You think
That ain't gonna
we
happen.
are capable of anything?
We let Hattie go on her own to an investigation. Did you
Yeah,
think that
I was trying to
anything?
avoid that. I was like, I will probably go with Raina, and Snipe will go with Artius, and then we don't have the problems of Hattie.
I'm so sad that the thing what I could have done out of Rim, I rolled a natural 20, and now I'm like, oh shit, I got to roll again and rolled under the DC.
Yeah.
Oh god damn it! Yeah, I probably got a
The
4.
only time you rolled.
I rolled twice because I had
Yeah.
to roll again, unfortunately.
No. But hey, you got a translation guide out of it. Oh yeah, Raina, you missed that. He's got a Draconic to Elven translation guide. So as soon as you teach him Elven, he can learn Draconic.
I'm keeping
It's
that
gonna
for
take a while.
myself.
Wow.
Yeah, how long does it
Planning
take to
ahead.
learn a language?
Yeah, an entire
Learn
language.
a language?
About
If
the
you
time
like
that we're
study every
working.
day, it takes like I think it takes about 2 months to learn a language, I think.
Okay, so
By the time we get to Elturel, you'll be fluent.
Yeah.
is it
By the time we meet up with you guys again, it will have been 2 months IRL.
Yeah.
I-
God,
I could have got everything and I came home with a language. I can't learn until I meet Raina. Which isn't gonna happen ever again.
I'm so happy. I'm
you
feeding
have
off of
1
your
week in.
disappointment.
You have 1 week of Elven in, so you can learn 1 week of Draconic.
Yeah, can I at least know hello in Draconic?
You can say hello, you can say goodbye, and you
I
can
will
ask
not
how
buy
are
this
you,
record. It is
and
My
you can
name
ask where's
is-
the bathroom.
That is
And
all I
My
need.
name is.
Yeah.
My hovercraft is full of eels.
Thanks, Duolingo.
I think we all learned something today, everyone.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, I don't know.
Um,
We learned something.
Whatever it is, I don't want it.
Something was
Um,
burnt.
Thank you, Janks.
Thank
We're
you
so
all.
sorry.
Thank you
This is
very
the
much.
No,
time of the
it's fine.
session. We're sorry.
It's all good. Thank you all who are watching this for joining us for another Road to Elturel. Join us next week where we potentially wrap up this murder mystery. We'll see how it goes.
No.
Oh, Janks, I love your
In
confidence in
essence,
us.
3 weeks,
The
and then we'll have solved some of the murder mystery.
Well, we will certainly get to the sending spell next time. That is for sure, regardless of whether the murder is sent or not.
Okay.
So
Sometimes you get away with it, you know?
yeah. So hopefully you all join us next week. Tomorrow you can tune in to check out the Crimson Petal, which is the D&D game that Whiskey runs. It's super fun and super cool.
Yeah.
So you should definitely check that out. Wednesdays, we usually do I Rolled Therefore I Am, which is a brilliant podcast where we talk about everything that's happened so far and decompress from the D&D weekend. And that's what we have going on. So thank you all for joining us. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Until next time, adventure on,
Peace.
everybody.
Bye.